So guys, I'm back again with my orange shirt, which would mean that we are going to be talking about Bitcoin, and with all of the fuzz about the war between US, Israel and Iran, it is very important, guys, that we pay attention to the patterns, to the Iliad waves and whatever is going on with the price action for Bitcoin, because it is going to affect our portfolios and also it will help us understand what we should be looking out for in the coming week. So I'm going to be decoding every single thing and every single scenario in terms of Iliad waves with my analysis on Bitcoin, which can help you be on the right side of the trade when the market opens next week. So if you enjoy this type of content, guys, then make sure that you drop a like and also hit the subscribe button. And now guys, let's get right into it. So guys, welcome back and thanks for joining in yet again. Right here you can see for the chart of Bitcoin, we are currently sitting at $102,800. Yesterday when the news came out that US has struck some nuclear facilities in Iran, we actually got a dip all the way to $100,950, but then we have seen some sort of a recovery. Now, a lot of things are definitely going to depend on the war. If it escalates and Iran retaliates, which I really think that they will, because it is a direct attack on Iran. So again, guys, it is very, very important that you have to understand what could be the play right now. And that is exactly what we are going to be showing you in this video. There are three possible scenarios at the moment, and one is still pointing out for some more chop for the possible next 1 week or maybe even 10-12 days. And the other one is a slow bleed, while the last one is going to be a sharp correction towards the downside, which could very well get us all the way to like $96,000. That is my base case scenario in terms of a bearish probability for Bitcoin at the moment. So let's get right into it, guys. We have already mentioned about one scenario, which is this move towards the downside. If you count it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we have an overlap between this wave and this wave right here, which is your wave 1 and wave 4. And because of this overlap, guys, it is almost certain that we are not going to be seeing very lower prices, and sooner or later we are going to be taking out the all-time highs. So that is one thing that I really need to establish at the moment. That would basically bring us to a conclusion, which is that we are in some sort of a corrective structure. Now, corrective structures are quite a lot, and let's just quickly get into those. So the first one is going to be this right here, because earlier on I was looking for a triangle in wave Y, but this could be a triangle in X. Right now, let me just quickly go back to the scenarios that I gave you earlier on. So this is the triangle scenario in which I was looking for a W and possibly an X right here, then A, B, C, D, E, and then move higher. In one scenario where we were looking for a triangle in wave Y. Other scenario was something like this, where this entire move towards the downside is our wave W. We were looking for a 3-wave move up in wave X, and then from this point onwards, we started our triangle in wave Y, which would mean A, B, C, D, E, and then we were looking for higher prices. But again, because guys, we have taken this low right here at $102,700, which I did mention that it would be almost a certain invalidation for all kinds of triangle scenarios that I gave you. And just because we have done so, I'm not really keen about any kind of triangles, even though these are already invalidated. But we still have one scenario, which is going to be this one right here. Let me just quickly show this to you. This is the play that I have for a potential triangle still in play, which would be something like this. We have our wave W, a flat in wave X, and then from here we start the triangle in wave Y, and here we have A, B, C, D, and E. Alright, now the reason why I'm not calling this a triangle is because this can be interpreted as some sort of a contracting diagonal. So instead of calling this a triangle, I'm still leaning towards the possibility of a diagonal, and that is exactly what we are going to be discussing right here. So first scenario is this one. Let's leave the diagonal scenarios for later, because those are the ones where we are actually correcting quite a lot. Alright, so the first one that is currently in play is this right here, where we have our A, B, C in wave W right here. Then we have a move towards the upside in wave A, and then another move towards the downside, wave B, wave C, wave D, and this was your wave E, potentially forming our wave X in a triangle. So in this case, we are basically looking at wave X in triangle instead of looking for a wave Y as a triangle as earlier, all right? Because the length of this entire correction has been quite extended so far, I am leaning towards the fact that this could be the end of wave X instead of putting wave X right here or right here, because in that case, we are basically looking for a very short in terms of length in time for wave X. Alright, so this suits much more the theory of symmetry, which would mean that this price movement towards the downside in terms of time and this movement towards the upside or the chop in terms of time again is pretty much almost similar in wave W as well as in wave X. So this suits quite a lot right now, and also this is not invalidated yet, so I'm keeping it right here in front of you all. So in this scenario guys, we have our wave X ending right here with our wave E in the triangle. After that, we are looking for two possible scenarios again for wave Y. One is going to be a flat in which we do take out this high of wave E sitting at $106,500. That would be a very nice liquidity grab for a lot of people who would be thinking that, you know, we are now looking for higher prices and then getting trapped yet again, maybe some another escalation in the war when we get right around here, and then we see another 5-wave move towards the downside in wave Y, taking out whatever low we have formed right around here at around $100,000. Alright, another scenario in wave Y is going to be another triangle. Now in that case, we already have our wave A of the triangle in this region towards the downside, the recent move that we got. Then we look for wave B, C, D, E, and that would be the end of the correction of this entire correction right here, W, X, and a Y. And then we look for higher prices, potentially taking out all-time highs yet again. So these are the two possible scenarios in terms of consolidating price action for Bitcoin for the next 1 or 2 weeks. Apart from that, we also have other scenarios which are going to be leaning towards the fact that we might see a little deeper correction. Now in that case, we have something like this. All right. Now again, in this case, we have basically put our wave X right around here, and we have A, B, C in wave W. We have a zigzag in wave X, and then in wave Y, we are looking for a large flat correction, in which case we have A, B, and this entire move towards the downside is part of your wave C right around here. All right, so this is what we are looking for, and we have two different possibilities within this particular scenario. So it is going to be very, very important to watch out for a few things, and I'll give you everything. All right, the first one is going to be not so deep of a correction, which is right here, and this is a contracting diagonal, in which case we already have our wave 1. And guys, the reason why I am putting triangle scenarios and diagonal scenarios for the price action ever since we formed 110,000 high right around here is because of the fact that we can count these waves towards the downside, towards the upside, pretty much as 3 wavers instead of calling them a 5-wave move towards the downside or even towards the upside. Because if you see right around here, let me just quickly show you, this very well looks like a 3-waver, and then again the move up was also pretty much a 3-waver. Now 3-waver price action is only possible for a diagonal or a triangle, alright, which would also mean that we are still in some sort of a corrective structure, which would also mean that we are still looking to take out the all-time highs. So nothing to be panicked about, and we might see a little bit of a drawdown, guys. There is a possibility, there are some scenarios that point towards lower prices, but at the end of the day, guys, you are looking at higher prices for Bitcoin, and that would also pull up the prices for altcoins as well. So if you have not watched my altcoin videos, I did a complete technical analysis on around 12 different altcoins the day before yesterday. So make sure that you watch that video out. A lot of the things that I mentioned there have already played out to the T. And if you want this type of analysis delivered right into your inbox on Telegram, then make sure, guys, that you join the Hybrid Whales premium channel. Link is given in the description section below. And yesterday I did another video where I gave you my altcoin trading strategy, the strategy that I'm going to be following for the next 6 to 12 months, which I believe could be the most beneficial way to position yourself correctly into this market. I've already shared a few plays there as well. And make sure, guys, that you watch those videos because those were really, really alpha packed. All right. Now, in this particular scenario, guys, what do we have? We have our wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So the moment you actually see price going higher and taking out these highs right around here, let me just quickly grab my brush. All right, so this level is sitting at around $104,000. So if we go up and break above $104,000, that is going to be a very prominent signal of a wave 4 towards the upside. All right, and that also has to be a 3-waver move towards the upside, reclaiming this level of support yet again. And a lot of people will be calling for some sort of a swing failure pattern right here. And there will be a lot of people going long on the basis of the swing failure pattern theory. And that is where the market maker might be able to trap a lot of people, taking out this low right here with another 3-wave move towards the downside to end our wave 5 and also potentially our wave C and wave Y, which would be the end of the correction, by the way. All right, so if you see this move towards the upside and price gets rejected here after a 3-wave move up in this region around $104,000 and $105,000, if we get this kind of a move towards the upside and we get rejected and we see a 3-waver move towards the downside, take out these lows, that is going to be a region where I will be very much interested, guys, to open a swing long position with targets as high as $116,000 for Bitcoin. And by that time, I think the price would be somewhere around $98,000, $99,000. So you see, we are looking for at least like 15 to 20% move on Bitcoin without any leverage. So that would be a very nice setup. And once I see some confluences for this kind of a pattern playing out on the chart, I will be sharing the update as well as the swing long entry, stop loss and take profit targets inside the premium channel. So if you're willing to trade with me, make sure that you join the premium channel. If you want to get in for free, guys, by the way, we are giving out free subscriptions to the premium channel for people who are joining us in trading on Blowfin. So there will be a link in the description section below where you can sign up on Blowfin, get an account using the link in the description section below, and we are choosing few random people to join us in the premium channel for 1 month. Make sure that you check that out if you are willing to basically get in inside premium for absolutely free. Otherwise, definitely you can check the link in the description section below for joining premium right away as well if you want to catch this move towards the downside as well as the bigger move that I believe is really going to come if we see something similar to what I'm showing you right here in these scenarios. All right, now this is your medium correction. All right, it's not a very big of a dip because we are going to be getting some support, I would say, between like $97,000, $98,000, $99,000. And also, according to this contracting diagonal, we cannot have our wave 5 longer than our wave 3. All right, so let's just suppose that price action for wave 4 extends all the way to around, let's just say we go all the way to $104,350. So I put a trend based fib extension from the high to the low and to the high right around here. And then your 1:1 Fibonacci level is your invalidation. All right. So that is something that can give you the possible strength of the move in your wave 5, because wave 5 cannot go beyond the 1:1 Fibonacci extension. And it is very likely that we only get stopped at the 0.618, which is coming at 99,350 if something like this plays out. But again, if you want updated levels, I will update it in the premium channel, and also follow me on X, guys, because I will be updating there as well for a few things that happen on the chart for Bitcoin in real time, because I cannot be creating these videos every single day and in real time, of course. All right, now the other scenario, which is going to be a deeper correction, which would be, in my opinion, only possible if we get really big escalation in the US, Israel and Iran conflict. So that particular scenario is going to be something like this one. All right, now this one is a deep correction, but we have not yet finished our wave 3. All right, so again, we are looking for the exact same thing that I gave you earlier on. But in this case, we have a wave 1, wave 2, and this is your wave 3. We are looking for a 3-wave move up in wave 4, another 3-wave move down in wave 5. Now, the reason why I have put this particular scenario is because of the fact that we have seen some weird price action in this region. And let me just decode it for you all. By the way, guys, in a contracting diagonal, according to the previous rules of Elliott waves, wave 3 cannot be larger than wave 1 right here. All right, but according to the new rules, wave 3 can be larger than wave 1, but wave 5 cannot be larger than wave 3 according to the previous rules or the new rules. All right, so in this case, we already have our wave 3 longer than wave 1. And that is why it is quite possible that we are still in wave 3 and wave 3 has not yet finished. And to show you why I am looking for something like this, let me just go onto a smaller time frame, which could be the hourly time frame right here. So inside of this wave 3, what we have is this is our wave 1, and now this was your wave 2. Now we are looking for a 5-wave move towards the downside. All right, so in this case, we have a 1, a 2, and this is another 1, another 2, so that would be another 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Alright, something like this is quite possible. That would bring prices somewhere around $97,000-$98,000 already in wave 3 itself, which would mean that the other move that we are looking out for, which is our wave 4, which could be something like this, would be somewhere around $100,000, and that would be a retest of the previous zone of support, and that would flip a lot of people into going short. Alright, because a lot of people are also looking at this scenario as some sort of a double top or a head and shoulders pattern. I don't think that any patterns like those actually work in the crypto space. I'm more reliant on Elliott waves, Fibonacci levels, and those help me quite a lot. I have a really good strategy and success rate, so I'm sticking to that. And again, guys, if we see something like this happen in wave 4, where $100,000, which was previously a strong zone of support, converts into a resistance, a lot of shorts also from the algorithmic bots that are trading the markets will come into play. Alright, and they will see a 3-wave move down in wave 5, but they will be looking for much deeper price targets, and that is exactly where, guys, they will be trapped yet again, and we will shoot up towards the upside. So again, in this particular scenario, we can be looking for around $95,000 easily, and that would be your deeper correction, but this correction has to continue right now. Alright, we cannot be going up from the current price point. And it's Sunday right now, so we have to basically see what happens on Monday, and I will definitely give an update on the market open on Monday in the premium channel as well for the members out there. And apart from that, guys, what I want to show you are a few levels which you should be mindful of. On the 4-hour time frame, we can see right here, this was your value area high for the previous range right here, and this is the exact level where we are currently bouncing off from, $101,700. This has acted as a strong zone of support, and usually, guys, when you break a range and you come back into it, the value area high acts as a very strong zone of support. And if we hold this support on the higher time frames, like on the daily as well as on the weekly time frames, we are looking for higher prices and continuation towards the upside. And we have other confluences as well, which is indeed the fact that we cannot be in some sort of an impulse towards the downside where we are looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so this is corrective structure. We are still looking for higher prices, W, X, and potential Y, and then we look for higher prices. Apart from that, guys, if I also drop a Fibonacci level from the high right here to the lows that we got right around here, then we have some very strong zones of confluence between the 0.382 and the point of control of the previous range. This level is sitting right around here between $95,700 and $96,900. All right, this level is going to be very, very strong in case we are looking for a deeper correction, guys. This is the level that you should be paying attention to, in my opinion. In case war escalates, this is the level where you be buying a lot of altcoins, because I think they are definitely going to bounce back very strong once we see price coming into this region. Alts have already seen quite a big of a move towards the downside. SPX 6900 has been tanking. Partcoin has been tanking. A lot of other DeFi, RW plays have been tanking. The plays that were doing really good have been facing some sort of a correction. And don't tell me, guys, that I didn't tell you, because I did mention about each and everything on YouTube itself in the previous update just a few days ago, where I did technical analysis on 12 altcoins, and Partcoin was one of them. I was looking for lower prices then as well, and I also gave you some levels for SPX 6900 which have basically hit right now. This was the level that I gave you between 87 cents and 98 cents. At that time, price was somewhere around here at 1.35. And you can see, guys, this is how it actually moves. You know, we take a lot of time to basically grind our way towards the upside, and then one single candle can basically wreck your portfolio. So if you're not on the right side of the trade, you are going to be missing out on all of the fun. And that is why it becomes very important that if you want to take it to the next level, check out the first link in the description section below and join us inside Diligence, Premium, or the 100x program and start trading with us. All right, so these are basically the levels that you should be watching out for: 95.7 and $97,000. These are very, very crucial in my opinion. Apart from that, guys, one more thing that I need to mention right here is the 50 EMA on the daily time frame, which we have basically lost yesterday. So if we do get a reclamation of the daily EMA today itself, then it's fine. Otherwise, guys, it really looks on the daily time frame, on the daily chart, that we are still looking for lower prices and potentially coming back into $95.7 and $97,000. Apart from that, guys, if I also show you the weekly time frame chart, then this is what we have right now. We did manage to close a few candles right around here above $105,000. Multiple weekly candles were closed, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We closed 5 weeks above $105,000, but then we have started to roll back down. These were the highest weekly candle closes for Bitcoin ever. All right, we were holding support above previous zone of resistance right here. If I draw a line, you will be able to see much clearly. So you can see right here, this was the highest weekly close back in December. And right now you can very well see we have lost this key level of support. So for the weekly time frame, guys, the key level to hold was $104,443. If we are able to come back up and reclaim this support before the weekly candle closes, it would be still pretty bullish. But otherwise, we are looking for at least a retracement back down to $95.7 and $97,000. And in the not so bearish case scenario, we are not looking for lower prices, but definitely we are looking for a break of $100,000 very soon. And with the current move that we are getting right now, guys, it really looks like we are going all the way back down to like $95,000, $96,000. And that is why you should be very, very careful trading next week. If you want these updates in real time, make sure that you join the premium channel. And that was basically all from this one. If you enjoyed it, make sure, guys, that you drop a like and also hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified whenever I put up another update. That's all, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, keep hustling.